Hey, I'm Mark Ramos here at Walt Disney World Resort, and today I'm going to be taking a taste tour around the world as part of Epcot's International Food and Wine Festival. You and I, we're going to be stopping at some global marketplaces here at Disney and tasting some delicacies that the park only offers during the Food and Wine Festival. This year, the festival is being held from July 14th all the way through November 19th. So if you're headed this way, I got you covered with the top 10 dishes that you cannot miss while you're here. All right, my stomach is absolutely grumbling, so let's just do it. Come on. You walk not even 100 feet into the park, and it already smells amazing. I'm excited. If you're stopping in Brazil, you gotta try the pão de queijo. This is a cheese bread that originates from southern Brazil. While you can eat these things at any time of day, they're a popular choice for breakfast. To go with it, I've got a Xingu Brazilian black lager. Let's give them a go, huh? These things are so good. They're hard on the outside, but on the inside, they're so warm and fluffy, and that cheese really just shines through. I mean, just look at it. This lager is beautiful. It's got a strong note of like coffee, oatmeal, kind of a breakfasty kind of stout, but it's nice. It goes well with cheese, goes well with bread, goes well with everything. If you're coming to Greece, you gotta try the Cotta. These things are a traditional savory Greek pastry filled with spinach, cheese, and a whole bunch of other goodies. To go with it, I've got a Mylonos Assyrtiko white wine. All right, enough talking, let's dig into it. That thing is so flaky. The filling on the inside is almost like it's almost like a spinach artichoke kind of dip. It's a really good combination of textures. That filling inside that's nice and creamy really contrasts well with the flaky outer baked crust. All right, let's try the wine. Kind of tart, a little dry. Not horrible. I am a fan, but not as much of a fan as I would be of like a Riesling or any sort of like sweet wine. Still really good with the Cotta though. There's nothing worse than wanting to get like a, sort of like a limited time edition dish. And then the restaurant runs out because there's so many people here. So come early if you want to get all your favorites. All right, you've got to stop in India and try some of the potato and pea samosas. And they've got this like coriander-lime cream on top. Now these samosas are similar to the Greek panna cotta in the sense that they're typically made with pastry crust and then they're fried and then cut into this nice triangular shape. To go along with the samosas, I got a Taj Mahal premium lager. Let's give it a taste. Nice and warm, super spicy, but not like temperature hot spicy, just kind of like nice kick of flavor right up front. That crust is like the perfect texture, like kind of like a chicken pot pie almost. Excellent choice in India. All right, time for the beer. Hate to say it, that's kind of chuggable. That's real good. If you're coming down to France, you gotta try the brioche au escargot. Brioche is a kind of like light sweet bread that's made with a rich dough. And I think we all know what escargot is. It's snail. To go along with the brioche, I've got a Merlot and Cabernet Sauvignon blend. All right, let's give it a go. It's almost like a biscuit. Almost like a really flaky biscuit. You can really taste the garlic just hitting you in the face. And the escargot is, it's whole. It's whole. I thought it would be cut up and kind of just like spread out throughout the whole brioche, but it's a whole snail. Kind of freaky. Still pretty tasty though. All right, let's get some wine in here. Pretty good. I think the blend kind of adds a little bit of sweetness where there otherwise would be sort of tart. I think that combined with the garlic makes for an interesting flavor combination, but one that is welcomed. One that is definitely welcomed. So there are a lot of countries in Epcot. That means there's a lot of food to try. And if you don't want to keep on taking out your wallet, taking out your card, paying for something, and then putting it back in your pocket, only to do that all over again when you want to try something new, then that's where this thing comes in handy. It's just a bracelet, but on it you can like preload some money onto a card. You just swipe it and then that's it. It's super simple, super easy. Highly recommended, top tip when you come here. All right, if you make your way over to Kenya, you gotta try some of the Kenyan coffee barbecued beef tenderloin with sweet potato and corn mealie pap. Mealie pap is a southern African kind of porridge typically made with maize. Presentation just looks absolutely fantastic. And to go with all of that, I got an 81 BIBay Congo Pilsner. Let's dig in. That beef is tender. The sweetness of that barbecue really comes through either in the meat or the sauce that they put on the meat or whatever they roast it with. Now the texture of the mealy pap, it's almost like, reminds me less of grits and more of risotto. The combination together is really excellent. Now for the Pilsner. Kind of got the same kind of coffee notes as the beef tenderloin, and I don't know if that's because I just had a bite of it or if that's just the coffee on its own, but tastes really good. Sweet all the same. Cheers. If you're coming down under to Australia, get the roasted lamb chop with mint pesto. Now the menu says that there are potato crunchies on this thing, so I was expecting some sort of like grand display of potato, I don't know, peels or I don't know, something. It's just potato chips crunched up, which is not a bad thing, but to go with the chop, I got a little Cooper's Pacific Ale. Who needs utensils when you have a bone? It's fresh, it's juicy, it's tender, it's crunchy. What isn't this roasted lamb chop? It's so good. Yeah, I mean, the potato crunchies are all right. Maybe that's a thing out in Australia. I don't know. I'm not from there, but it does add a little something to it. So it's not bad. All right, we've got the lamb chop down. Time for the beer. It's fruity, it's hoppy. It's a pale ale. It's nice. I gotta say, I'm kind of blown away by all the attention to detail that Disney put into the architecture of each country. It's like if somebody were to just drop me in the park and I had no context of where I was, I'd be like, oh yeah, I'm definitely in Norway, or oh yeah, I'm definitely in China. And then you zoom out and I'm actually in Florida. When you stop in Ireland, you gotta check out the Fisherman's seafood pie. What kind of seafood is in this Fisherman's pie, you ask? I have absolutely no clue because the menu did not say, but we're about to find out in just a second. To go with the seafood pie, I've got a glass of Bunratty Mead honey wine. There's shrimp in there, I can tell you that. I think there's lobster. I think I taste lobster. Definitely a lot of potato. Seafood potato, you can't go wrong. You cannot go wrong. All right, we've tried the pie. Let's try the mead, the wine, the mead honey wine, the wine honey mead. I don't know. Let's try it. Oh, wow. That's very honey flavored. That is a whole lot of honey. Did I just fall in love with this drink? I think I might have. Cheers, this is really good. If you're stopping in Japan, you gotta try the takoyaki. Takoyaki is a sphere-shaped snack, typically made out of a wheat flour-based batter. Along with Octopus, these things come with green onion and cabbage. To go with the takoyaki, I've got some apple sake. How do you eat this? I think I'm just gonna bite one off. One bite? Should we do it one bite? Oh. Very battery. I'm not even sure if I taste octopus in there, but I know it's in there. There's a sort of glaze on top. I'm not entirely sure what it's made of, but it gives it a nice sweet and sort of savory flavor altogether. Really good, really good. Bottoms up. Very light. Not too overpowering. It's really good. It tastes almost like a cider, like a watered down cider. I'm a fan of sake, and this one's pretty good. If you got a sweet tooth, you gotta head over to Germany because they got some awesome apple strudel. And man, look at this thing. This thing is filled to the brim with apples, cinnamon, spices, and they've got a little vanilla sauce to go drizzle on the top. To go with the strudel, I've got a Selbach Oster Riesling. Thing smells absolutely amazing. It's so warm, it feels like it just came right out of the oven. So let's give it a taste. I thought it was gonna be way sweeter than it actually is, which is not a bad thing. That's really good. The apples are kind of tart, and the crust is really soft. Really soft. And the vanilla cream just kind of wraps it all together. Let's try the Riesling. That pairs very nicely with the strudel. If you got a real sweet tooth and you like desserts, these two together are perfect. You're gonna love it. There are mainstay countries in Epcot, kind of like Italy, which is here all year round. But then there are also some pop-up countries that are here only for the Food and Wine Festival, like Kenya, like Brazil, like Australia. So if there's a dish that you really want to try, I would double check the map of Epcot and make sure that that's not just a pop-up. All right, it's our final stop of the day. We're here in Italy, and I've got with me some panna cotta and some sangria. This is an orange blossom panna cotta with some seasonal berries. Let's try it. Consistency-wise, it's almost like custard. It's almost like custard more than Jell-O or pudding or anything like that. But it's nice, it's milky, it's just sweet enough, and the berries are pretty fresh. And then they've got these like crunchy balls on the top. I have no idea what they are, but they add a nice little texture. Excellent, excellent. Let's give the sangria a go. Oh yeah, that's nice. The fruit inside, the way that it's made, it goes perfectly with the panna cotta to kind of contrast that milky, creamy texture, and together it's almost like, kind of like a fruit smoothie a bit. What a way to end the day. And just like that, the day has come to a close. But what a treat this has been, and I'm so glad that you guys got to come along for it. We got to stroll across 6 continents and try a cornucopia of cuisines from all over the world, and we did it without ever leaving the ground. If we're talking favorites, I think I'd have to go with the brioche au escargot in France. You had the pastry, you had the snail, the garlic cream, all infused in one little thing. For me, it was absolutely amazing. If you're coming to Disney anytime between now and November 19th, I highly recommend stopping at Epcot and trying some of the dishes that they whip up specifically for the Food and Wine Festival. All of that being said, I am absolutely stuffed. So I think it's time to walk it off and sweat it out and wait in line for the Guardians of the Galaxy ride. All right, I'll see you guys later. Bye.